Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Rayam Sumant and you're watching Unexceptional Perspective. As the name suggests, Unexceptional Perspective, I tend to talk about more routine perspectives, more routine stories and everyday lives in general, and that's what we are going to do today also. The focus of today's video is gonna be how to be adaptable. I'm going to tell you my experience of being more adaptable, of becoming more adaptable. This is a very broad category and I don't know how much new thing you'll find in this video. We are here from thousands of years and whatever the content comes out today is not going to be new. It's some rip off from some other thing. But what you're going to see new here is my experiences with the content that I'm going to share. Since I've experienced this and I've found this to be somewhat effective in my life, I hope it's going to be the same to you. I hope you'll learn some or the other thing, maybe not learn, but you'll get a view on some or the other thing that I'm going to share. So let's get into 3 stages, 2 approaches with 1 end goal, how to be adaptable. I'm considering the first stage to be the mentality you should have to being more adaptable. You should be excited to face the possibilities it brings to us. Facing the possibilities doesn't generally happen just like that. You should have an open-mindedness to do that, right? And if you have seen my podcast with 2 of my other friends, we talked about going with the flow, accepting the flow. So that's what I'm covering in this category here. Your mentality should be able to accept what the current flow is. If you take my experience in this, I want to share you one experience of mine in accepting the flow. I wanted to apply to international driver's permit to... Oh shit, I'm leaking it out. Okay. You're going to know it sooner. Okay, that's fine. To get my international driver's permit, I had to apply through the self-care portal, but I didn't know. I didn't want to take any risk. I went to the agent who does it, and he said my license is not in the database. I should go to the RTO and get it done. I was frustrated. I had to film 3 videos to cover the duration of the trip. I don't have time, and in that, roaming around to different RTOs, because one RTO doesn't have the permission. I have to go to the home RTO and then do it there, and the tire puncture on the middle of the road. There was every reason for me to get frustrated and lose my shit. Okay, but that didn't happen. There was a very optimistic approach from my side and I felt happy doing it. I felt happy that, oh yeah, once this is done, I'll not have any problem during my entire trip. Nobody can question me on, or nobody can fine me on me not having the license and stuff like that. This is where optimism comes into picture. I chose to feel good rather than feeling cautious or frustrated of things not happening. I chose to see the goodness in the thing. What happens when I do this? Not what is happening to me right now? Why am I getting frustrated? It's not the point, right? So learn to embrace change, learn to be open, and learn to accept the flow. To accept the flow, you definitely need new skills. And with new skills, you should definitely not forget yourself. This is gonna sound selfish. I am sure this is gonna sound selfish, but I don't know how else to put it. You should prioritize yourself before saying anything else to anything else. Anything else to anyone else. That's the phrase. Saying no to friends is definitely a big task for 18 to 30-year-old people. And one such incident that happened recently was the Holi party. I got invited by my friends to join a party where the Holi festival celebrations were going on. And I very bluntly said no. If I had gone to that celebration, the whole day would have gone bad for me. I would have enjoyed, of course, but since I have this task of making videos on weekends, I will not have time. I should do it after work hours every day. That will affect both my sleep and the next day's work hour. And thankfully, what happened? I got a neck sprain. I did nothing actually, but saying no to friends sometimes can result in very bad experiences. But since they had good understanding of what I prioritize, they were okay. They were okay with it, and things worked out well. There are opportunities that you shouldn't miss. Say yes to all of them. I mean, yeah, you have to enjoy, you have to do stuff, you have to gain experiences. Say yes, but it should be by your choice. And personality. Personality wise, how can you make yourself more adaptable? I would say, one thing I would say that has helped me in being more adaptable is developing routines and mindfulness exercises. Mindfulness exercises is very cheesy. I understand. This is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. It has worked out for me, and so I'm sharing it to you. But how do you know it's not suitable to you? You can't say that unless you've tried it. కాఫీ తాగకుండా నచ్చుతుందో లేదో చెప్పలేం కదా. ఎట్లా? So same way, you develop some sort of routine. Try this exercise out. You develop some sort of routine. It need not be very rigid routine. It should not be very rigid routine. You should be very flexible with your routine. You should cover all your bases, but not be very rigid. This quarter, from January to March, I had a very proper routine, very proper execution with a lot of flexibility. I did work. I enjoyed family time. I spent very good time with my friends. I had very good memories. I watched very good movies. I did everything in this quarter. Very well planned quarter actually. Very well planned routine. So have routine, embrace the spontaneity, but cover it up somewhere in your schedule. This is one thing you have to do. I've been getting a lot of positivity in this aspect. Put your tasks in your calendar. Track your calendar. If you don't put your tasks for the next, at least track what you've done. This is going to give you very good idea on your routine and what you're doing. This is going to give you patterns of your life, and you can analyze and start from there. And you can have mindfulness exercises like writing a journal or tracking your progress. I'm doing it for the past 1.5 year now, and it's a very, 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 very good investment on yourself. You're going to love it when you're 30 and you look back at 10 of your journals and you browse through what you wrote, and you see how good how consistent you are in your everyday life. It's going to give you very good memory. Trust me, I started doing it because I want my 30-year-old version to look back and feel happy. But now I'm doing it because I feel more present in this moment rather than focusing on what happened, what will happen. And I'm going to dump everything on my brain to the paper. Either it can be digital or analog, but it's a single good habit that you can start. Start mindfulness practices, start journaling, start tracking your time. These both, whatever I've told, the mentality you should have and the personality that you should develop, these both I kind of consider to be the outward facing approach. When it comes to the inward facing approach, that is the self-reflection part of thing, you should definitely seek inspiration and celebrate your progress. Self-reflection comes around both in outward facing part and inward facing part, right? You journal your thoughts, how you are feeling about the situations that have happened to you, and also you journal about what is going on inside your mind about those. So I kind of consider this as a mix between outward and inward facing. But completely coming to the inward facing part, I definitely would suggest you to seek inspiration every day. During my bachelor's, my teacher told me a quote. Motivation is like bathing. Every day you have to bath, and every day you have to get motivated. I spelled the quote wrong. I twisted it somehow, but that's the essence of it. And same case, inspiration. You search inspiration from everyday life. I search inspiration. I get inspired. Whenever I feel like I'm low on inspiration, I open my resources, Ali Abdal, and the quotes. Now, I am now in a phase where I prioritize quotes and understand the philosophy behind them. You would have seen my Instagram posts having more and more quotes recently, and also my statuses. What's it called? Multiple status having quotes and a countdown timer. That's because I seek inspiration every day, not only with the quotes and online resources, but also in everyday life of mine. I look at such a good frame and I feel, yeah, things are going well. I'm giving a good output, and that's a small inspiration for me. I find all such small inspirations. Whenever I wrote something on my journal, I feel very inspired that I'm doing it. I see the whole book continuing and leading up to this point. And whenever I read a book, a storybook, fiction, non-fiction, whatever it is, I feel inspired that I'm doing something that improves my inner self. I'm going to thank myself after 5 years. Whenever I think about this thought, it fills my heart, celebrating my progress. This is my 39th video or 40th or 42nd video. I celebrate every week that main video has gone into my channel. Friday evenings, wow, the feeling is definitely something else when I hit publish. Nobody watches it, yes, but me publishing is a celebration in itself. And I go out on a walk, I feel very calm, very happy, very down to earth also. Yeah, if you had to take away something from this video, it's going to be my experience. In my experience, this has worked out, right? Having an outward facing self and inward facing self, and categorizing what I should do in each approach to make myself adaptable. So find your two selves, if I can put it that way. Find your outward facing self and find your inward facing self, and prioritize what you can do and what you can't do and what you don't want to do. And let's talk about how you feel you want to be more adaptable, or your experiences in becoming more adaptable. I would love to hear stories. I'm here because I want to interact with you guys and I want to listen to your stories. So roll them out. It need not be in the comments. It can be directly to me. You can message me anytime. You can email me anytime. And I would definitely feel happy if I can get some of the stories from you. Some of the optimistic stories, some of the pessimistic stories, whatever. So bring them on. Thank you for watching. Tantanatan, dun dun.